This is your brain. Your brain is amazing in so many ways. Every second it receives thousands of signals. Your brain decides what is relevant to recognize and what not to recognize. Your brain is unable to process all the information, and it goes through this process daily. One way to help your brain learn to transmit more info is to play an instrument. Playing instruments is like a workout for your brain. Your brain learns to make associations between complex sounds and what they mean. Just like when you are reading music, you know what each note should sound like just by seeing it on the staff. Or vice versa, when you hear a note, you know where it should be on the staff. Another benefit musicians have a better work ethic in different environments. Because of their experience with background noise, like being able to distinguish melodies and harmonies separately, musicians can work in noisy places or quiet places easier than non-musicians. All of this happens when the brain rearranges itself to work faster and in different environments, which is also known as neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the ability of the brain to form and reorganize synaptic connections, especially in response to learning or experience or following injury. There is also another reason why music can help your brain. It triggers emotions. Listening to certain types of music triggers a reaction in the brain and releases a chemical called dopamine. Dopamine brings satisfaction or happiness to a person. The chemical is released in the amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for emotions. The amygdala is also responsible for survival instincts and is thought to have ties to anxiety or anxious emotions. This is like when you're listening to a song that reminds you of your childhood, you feel nostalgic. Another special bond with music and emotions is what happens during childbirth. A chemical called oxytocin is released and creates a bond, usually between the mother and the child. The chemicals in the amygdala are all part of the limbic system, which is enhanced by music without you noticing. What is more important though is the hypothalamus, placed near the pituitary gland. The hypothalamus is commonly connected to homeostasis. Basically, homeostasis is the process of remembering. When you are trying to study for a test, just looking over the notes over and over won't work. When you do something repetitively, it sends electrical impulses through synapses, which is why many don't know why this type of studying won't be effective. Scientists believe that studying under stress or worry makes it harder for your brain to relax, making the process of memorization more complex than it has to be. The stress creates barriers in the synapses, making it harder for those electrical impulses to move throughout your neurons. Music relaxes your brain and removes the obstacles. This not only eases the process of transmission, but helps in the long run as it saves these memories easier in the back of your brain. I like to think of it like getting a flu shot. When you tense your arm, it hurts more because the muscle is flexed. When you relax, it barely pinches because the muscle is turned from an obstacle to a cushion. The limbic system also has the hippocampus. Without the hippocampus, you cannot build memories, although old ones can still be remembered. This is commonly confused with dementia. Dementia does have a part in this though. Dementia happens when there's a loss of or damage to the neurons in the brain. Neurons are what synapses, the electrical impulses that move memories, travel in. Damage to the neurons results in damage to the process of memorization. Dementia is not losing your memory. It is not being able to retain those memories already stored in your mind and the ability to create new memories. There are many types of dementia, way too many to list all of them. But the most commonly known one is Alzheimer's disease. There is no cure for it, but there are ways doctors can help improve the patient's overall being. Music therapy is a way to improve those damaged neurons. Scientists have found that having these patients listen to music, their ability to recall those emotions stored in the back of their head has improved. Listening to Mozart was used first because of its effectiveness with studying and academic memory recall. It was effective for many of the patients, though there haven't been enough studies to show if there are outliers or certain circumstances. What has been proven to be effective is karaoke. It may seem stupid, but it brings relaxation to the patient, which is needed for the synapses to move throughout neurons. Although it'll never be 100% perfect. If the neurons are damaged, repairing them may not be an option sometimes. So now when listening to music, you know how and why you feel, act, remember, and grow.